The art of trunk making has a fascinating history, first noted by French philosophers Denis Diderot and Jean d'Alembert in their monumental work Encyclopedia or recent Dictionary of Sciences, Trades and Arts. In this comprehensive reference, they highlighted the craftsmanship of mulattiers, French for trunk makers, who played a pivotal role in the evolution of travel. Fast forward 38 years after the founding of Louis Vuitton in 1854, and we find George Vuitton, Louis' son, embarking on an ambitious project to document the history of travel and luggage in 1892. His book, Le Voyage, Travel from Olden Times to Our Time, was published in 1894 and provided a thorough exploration of how luggage has evolved throughout history. George was inspired by Viollet Leduc's illustrated dictionary of French furniture and presented a chronological panorama of travel. His work traced the development of luggage from ancient civilizations through the Renaissance and beyond, earning him recognition as an officer of the Academy in 1896. Trunks differ from chests primarily due to their rugged construction, designed for travel rather than mere storage. While the terms are sometimes used interchangeably, trunks are built to withstand the rigors of transports. George Vuitton's book highlighted the cultural significance of travel and how luggage design adapted to changing modes of transportation. The initial chapters of his work explored ancient societies including the Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, and Vikings. Early trunks were typically constructed with a sturdy pine base and covered with protective materials such as leather or decorative fabrics. Some of the oldest trunks date back to ancient Egypt around 1500 BC.
Closely, they clocking man a dope and hoping the nigga OD. They seen inside life when taking the matter so peak, man. Every day they one shut down.
The ancient Egyptians are credited with inventing luggage. They utilized chests and trunks for their journeys, which evolved into primitive suitcases. The Greeks adopted these designs, modifying them by painting them and reducing their size for both tourism and military expeditions. One notable example is one of the oldest known trunks belonging to Pharaoh Tutankhamun, which was found in his tomb, filled with treasures intended for his journey into the afterlife. In medieval times, practicality continued to define trunk design. Vikings used trunks not only for storage but also as makeshift beds during long sea voyages. The Renaissance brought about significant changes in travel habits with discoveries like America in 1492. Trunks became essential for transporting new goods across oceans. By the late 18th century, during the reign of Louis XVIII, trunks had evolved into forms that would largely remain unchanged until George Vuitton's time. The Grand Tour era saw artists, aristocrats, and bourgeois travelers embarking on extensive journeys across Europe. This trend often required travelers to carry numerous trunks, sometimes 30 or 40 to accommodate their needs.
Can you imagine?
Couple million hit the bank whenever they want any. Now she wanted me to swipe my current or savings. Pay me. She don't got no role model, she don't want savings. She said don't slow me down, bro. I'm in SF Johnny, Western Army. I've been hard since back in 90. I don't take rubbish personally, or personally. I can't shout, she the best in 90. She python follow my command. You waste me with the way she money. But the rich cause I hit the box automatic.
The Louis Vuitton Mile Courrier trunk is the foundation of the Louis Vuitton company. Mile Courrier or steamer trunks became popular as train and boat travel became more common. The name Mile Courrier refers to the fact that they would depart at the same time as the mail, on steam trains or ocean liners. In 1858, Louis Vuitton introduced his first flat-topped trunk. The flat-top design allowed for easy stacking during travel, a practical innovation that quickly gained popularity.
Some of Louis Vuitton's legendary trunks and cases have been inspired by artists, including the soprano Martha Chanel, composer Ignacy Paderewski, and conductor Leopold Stokowski. In July 1929, celebrated British orchestra conductor Leopold Stokowski commissioned Louis Vuitton to design and produce a portable secretary. Upon receiving Stokowski's order, the design team, led by Louis' son George, set about reconfiguring the traditional mallet, or travel trunk, to meet Stokowski's needs. Let's look at some other iconic trunks.
Nessa Johnny, 21 Miami, Western Army. I've been hard since back in 90. I don't take rubbish personally, or personally. I can't shout, she the best in 90. She python follow my command. The waste man, the way she money. But the rich cause I hit the box automatic. I V jab by jab, catch a fly first class, bet you're not Atlantic. When I match it, when my wrist Piaget rockin' and they can't take. Never seen nothing like this. I did try to get the space blow, but I can't this. No game, need no antics, need no antics. Come on, minute, hit the bank money when they want to pay me. Now she wanted me to swipe my current or savings. Baby, she don't got no one, she don't want saving. She said, no, slow me down. I'm in Nessa Johnny, Western Army. I've been hard since back in 90. I don't take rubbish personally, or personally. I can't shout, she the best in 90. She python follow my command. The best man, the way she money.
The nécessaire de voyage, a quintessential symbol of luxury and sophistication, has a rich history spanning several centuries. Initially designed as simple containers for basic grooming equipment, these boxes gradually transformed into elaborate symbols of status and refinement.
If the ups down there, move upstairs, stalk and stare. Neymar, do not compare, still I'm glad. Lions bears on my way there, I'm still out here.
This fabulous Louis Vuitton trunk accommodates 30 pairs of shoes and was named after the French actress and opera singer Lilypons, who requested a shoe trunk to take with her when on tour. Lilypons was particularly known for having the smallest feet of Paris.
Watching closely, they clocking man a dope and hoping the nigga OD. They seen inside life when taking the matter so peak, man.
Every day they want shut down.
Her feet were so small and so thin that it was possible to put 36 pairs in a trunk for 30. Each drawer was a shoebox type classic to carry mules, pumps, and sandals without any damage.
Mommy said you only go out in the dark, but mommy had to try dropped up in the car.
The bed trunk was created in 1868 by Louis Vuitton's son, Georges, as a tool for explorers to help them sleep more comfortably on journeys across the globe. The design, which was protected by a patent in 1885, was subsequently showcased at many world fairs and international exhibitions. It became very popular with travelers. Two latest editions were reimagined by Nicolas Ghesquière and Pharrell Williams, respectively. The Vuitton twins, Pierre and Jean, though still in their teens, shared a love for mechanical inventions. First, they designed a small car, and then they began working on another means of transportation, the helicopter. Jean and Pierre took their love of flying to a new level by creating 3 prototypes for helicopters, naming them VUITTON-HUBER, Vuitton II, and Vuitton III, all after their father's famous family name. In September 1909, the first model of the helicopter, the Vuitton-HUBER, was presented to the public at the first aeronautical show at the Grand Palais, officially called the Exposition Internationale de Locomotion Aérienne et de Navigation Automobile. As it turned out, the Vuitton-HUBER was Jean Vuitton's legacy. On 22nd September, 3 days before the show's opening, the young man died of illness. His brother's sudden death at age 20 did not keep Pierre from continuing the project they had undertaken together and improving the machine. He built 2 more models, the Vuitton II and the Vuitton III. In 1910, Maison Vuitton had another exhibit at the Exposition de Locomotion Aérienne, held at the Grand Palais once again. 2 of the creations the twins had worked on together were presented. Maison Louis Vuitton not only outfitted other manufacturers' cars, it offered its own automobiles. Pierre and Jean, who had proven brilliant at aeronautical invention, were just as interested in automobiles. The young men fitted a Stabilia chassis with a roadster body, and they built a small light vehicle called a voiturette, which they equipped with accessories from the Vuitton automobile catalog for the 1909 exhibition. In 1908, they began a working partnership with the renowned auto body specialist Kellner. The auto camper of 1908, known as the HKV, for Hogan Kellner Vuitton, was even more surprising in terms of innovation. Fully equipped with Louis Vuitton trunks and bags, it was exhibited at the 1908 Salon de l'Auto.
Now she wanted me to swipe my car into savings. She don't got no